Hey guys, it's your girl. I'm back. I'm late. Don't beat me up, guys. Forgive me for being late. I had some business things going on and it ran over and I needed that information. So I had to risk being late. But guess what? I'm still here. So I'm just going to get into some things and talk to you guys because I mean, 100% honesty is what you're getting ready to get from me in reference to what you need to consider before even thinking about going into a salon suite, being a booth renter. It's not much difference. It is, but it isn't. It is in the aspect of you will have your own space. You're still a business within a business when you are a booth renter, when you are in a salon suite, you are still a business within a business. Okay? So I'm going to be 100 with you. I'm going to give you a testimonial about myself. I have done a salon suite. I have also done booth rental. Being in a salon suite, there's advantages and disadvantages to being in a salon suite. And these are the things that nobody is talking about. But your girl is going to give it to you straight. Okay? I'm going to give it to you straight. First things first, you need to understand that you are on your own. Being in a salon suite, you are a business within a business, but you are running your business in someone else's building. Okay? So with that being said, you got to have the right mindset to go into business on your own. And let me tell you something. Fresh out of cosmetology school, nobody should be going into a salon suite. I don't care if you already have a banging clientele. And the reason why is being on a salon floor and learning from other people and watching the flow of a business is freaking priceless, okay? And bottom line, at the end of the day, you guys know, in cosmetology school, the business portion of the cosmetology book is barely touched. I mean, they basically just take you through the chapter and that's that. But breaking down and understanding how to operate in business is not taught in cosmetology school, straight up. So you have to further educate yourself by going and taking business classes, getting a business mentor, going to trade shows and going into all the business workshops. Like, you got to be laser focused on the business aspect, because anybody could flip a curling iron. It doesn't mean that you should go into business. Anybody can cut a weave. Doesn't mean you should go into business. So it takes some know-how before just jumping out there on Front Street and just doing it. I mean, and guess what? I get people asking me questions all the time that have already done it. Feel like they've made a mistake. Now they're stuck in the lease. How can they get out? I mean, I get these questions all the time. So there are some things that you need to consider. And I'm going to just give you 10 of my top tips. I'm not saying this is Bible. I'm not saying you can't get more information. But this is the top of the top 10s that I wish somebody would have told me better before I did what I did. Now, doing what I did I make a mistake? No, because I was at that point in my life, in my career, in my business, because I was already booth renting from someone else's salon. I was already carrying myself as a business within a business. I just had needed to educate myself more and establish myself more before just jumping out there and doing it. In my mind, I'm thinking, well, I'm already paying XYZ a week. And if you take that and multiply it by how many weeks in a month, I could basically be in my own spot. That was my mentality. That was my mindset. Nobody didn't tell me anything different. And guess what? When I left the salon that I was in, that salon owner asked me, she was like, well, you sure you ready for that? I mean, you know what comes with that? And I was like, yeah. Like, yeah. You couldn't tell me nothing. Okay? So I'm going to tell y'all all the things that I wish somebody would have told me. Okay? So I've done the salon suite twice. I enjoyed both of my experiences, but within that salon suite, I started off first by myself. The second time, I had other stylists with me because I was operating a full-fledged operation. But while I was just managing myself, and that was my whole goal. So before you do it, have a goal in mind. Like, what are you trying to reach? Like, what's your ultimate goal? Why are you doing this? My goal for going into a salon suite was I want to learn how to manage myself, because in my future, I want to own my own salon. If I can manage me as an employee of my own business, then I can manage other people. That was my sole goal for going into a salon suite. It wasn't to leave the shop because I had ill feelings. It was none of that, because I was good where I was. I learned a lot from being in the shop that I was in. Okay? All right, so that's my testimony. Did I have a great experience? Yes. Did I bump my head and get some bruises, scrape my knee, hurt my elbow, knock my head? Sure did. And guess what? I had to keep on going. I had to figure it out on my own. And when I started going to classes and started going to shows, and I started taking all these business classes to educate myself, I had to figure it out and run it different. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I wrote myself a check. I was my own employee of my own business. So in order for me to get a tax return, I had to work for my company. Okay? So it's a whole lot more than what you think than just going and stroking a check every week and just saying that, well, yeah, I got my own shop and, this is me. No, boo-boo. There's a whole business behind it, and I'm going to need y'all to take notes, okay? So first things first, you already know when I comes with the criteria. I don't just off the top of my head, because I want to make sure that I don't forget nothing, okay? So I'm going to be 100, All right, so let's do it. First things first, you got to have a business mindset. If you don't have a business mindset, and I'm not talking about being able to say that I have my own shop, child, bye. And it's not that deep, okay? Because just because you have a shop don't mean it's successful. Just because you have a salon does not mean you're operating as a business owner. Some people have salon suites and they still operating like they work for somebody else. Some of them still operate being ghetto, not being on time, not taking your client's time into consideration. Let me tell you something. If you want to lose a client, be unprofessional. And it's a lot of unprofessional stuff that's really going on. And you have to understand, as a person that is in a building and I am a business within this building, I have to conduct myself and I have to conduct my business as in a profession. This is a professional setting. Okay? All right, so everything else you got to leave at the door. Okay, so first things first, having a business mindset. Get a business mentor. Get somebody that you can learn from. Somebody that have been in the game for a long time. Somebody that won't mind taking you by the hand. Someone that won't mind being 100 with you and telling you the truth when you're doing something wrong in your business. So this needs to be somebody that you can trust, that will hold you accountable, that will check you when you jacking stuff up. And that's just the truth. Everybody needs a mentor. I have a mentor. I have mentors, okay? And I mentor people. And people that mentor you don't want nothing from you but for you to be successful. But they can't make you be successful. You have got to want it on your own. And that's a fact, okay? All right. Number 2, clientele. If you do not have a substantial clientele, you are going to find yourself chasing your tail every single time it's time to pay your weekly rent. Most of your salon suites, and I'm talking most, not all, most of them run on a draft, and they will draft your account every week. So the end of your work week, which is Saturday, by Monday they draft in your account. Okay, that's normally how it goes. If you are a person, you a stylist, and you like, well, I do well. I bring in $1,000 a week. Okay, you bring in $1,000 a week. Yeah, I bring in $1,000 a week. I bring in $4,000 a month. That's all I need. I'm good. You have things to consider with that $1,000 a week that you may be bringing in. Most of your salon suites, if you start off in a small space, I'm talking the smallest space, you're going to spend anywhere from $150 to $200 on a weekly basis. Okay, that's if you have a client or if you don't have a client, they want their money. So you got to take that into account. So really, I'm only bringing home about $800, or my business is really bringing in, not bringing home. My business is really bringing in about $800 a week. Is that substantial? Is that substantial on the weeks that you have to purchase product to service your clients? Okay, so now we can take that $800 a week, and you might as well go on and add a $300 to $400 tab on products with that. Then how much are you really bringing home in just that 1 week? Or how much is your business really making in that 1 week? You may only make $400 or $500 in that 1 week. And then if you're smart, you're selling retail. So your opposite week, your first week you bringing in, you're going to get your products from your distributor should be for your back bar. You got a week in between. The next following week after that, you should be purchasing more products from your distributor because you should be selling retail. Your retail is your retirement. Your retail is not your spending money, okay? I'm going to talk about that in a second too, because we got to have a business mindset. There is no retirement for us as stylists. You have to find a way to make your retirement. You have to find a way to save in case something happens to you and you cannot work. I had that situation happen to me before where I injured myself and was unable to work for a couple of weeks, or was unable to, perform certain services because I was hit. So what do you do when that happens? You have to have a backup nest egg to be able to still pay your rent. Because I'm going to tell you something. The salon suite owners, they debiting your account. They're not even taking cash from people no more. At least not the legit ones anyway. Let me just say that. Most of them, they run a drafts on everybody. And that's just how you should operate in business, okay? So I need y'all to really think about that and take that into account. You should have a flip-flop week when you're purchasing product for your back bar and when you're purchasing product for your retail. And your retail sales should be bringing in X amount of dollars for you to be able to reinvest that money back into your business, okay? So you're going to save a certain amount, and a certain amount you're going to invest back into your business. And you might be thinking, well, Keita, what's that amount? How much should that be? Anywhere between 10 to 20% of that money that you're making in retail, you should be saving it, and the rest you should be investing it back into your business, meaning re-upping on that retail every time it's time for you to re-up when your distributor comes every other week. Okay, and I really need y'all to take these notes because I'm giving y'all golden nuggets here, okay? This works. This system, I'm telling you, works, okay? All right, so if you have the established clientele, the next thing you should be thinking about, number 3, do you have capital? Do you have any money saved? Are you just jumping out on a limb and I'm going to go sign a contract and I'm going to let whoever salon I'm working in know that I'm out next week? I mean, is that what we're really doing out here in the streets? Because I'm going to need us not to do that. You need to have some capital. If you don't have any capital, you need to figure out how to get you some capital. And until you can save a certain amount of money, you don't need to move out of anybody's salon, because when the bills come and hit you, they're going to hit you hard and they coming to look for you. Okay, so how do you save capital, Ms. Keena? What do you mean? How do I go about that? Well, first things first, most of your contracts in a salon suite, they want you to at least have a deposit and your first week's rent, or a deposit and 1 month's rent up front. It really depends on the situation, and it depends on the lease owner. Okay, so with that being said, you got to make sure you have that already stashed and set to the side for you to be able to move in. That way your first month, you ain't stressed out. Your first month, you just focusing on the business. You know what I'm saying? You're not focusing on, oh, I don't have it, or, oh, I'm trying to save it, or, oh, I'm trying to move money around to get it. No, you will already have that upfront, that first month, and that first month is security. If you don't have no security, do not leave the salon you are working in to go and do a salon suite, because you're going to be stressed out. And your clients are gonna see that you're stressed out. And when your clients see that you're stressed out and they think you're stressed, they don't want to come get their hair done. Nobody wants to sit in a stylist chair and they know that their stylist is stressed, because that sets you up for what? That sets them up for what? Nothing but failure. Okay? So let's just make sure that we are setting our money to the side before we make that move. I'm telling y'all, it's so vitally important. And then make sure you have your retail money in there, because not only do you have to buy all of your supplies and all of your products, you need to make sure you got that retail, because that's that cash flow. That's that cash flow. That's just the cow that keeps on giving you milk. Because guess what? On your website, or on your scheduling system, you can promote your retail and people can come and find you and purchase your products from you and not even be your client. I'm telling you, people do it all the time. So if on your marketing site, your email marketing site, or your scheduling site that you're using, I don't know what that might be, but whatever it is, most of them give you the opportunity to send out email blasts into people in the area that are already in that specific system, to let people know where they can find you, where they can find your products, how much you charge. I mean, it's like what's out there now is amazing. Because when I first started booth renting, it wasn't not booth renting. When I first started in the salon suite, all those things were not available. But I did find a resource, and I'm going to throw it out there. Y'all know I give away some stuff for free. You know how I do. I used Vagaro, and I end up using Vagaro in my full-fledged salon. So I continue to use Vagaro over the years. And the ways you can increase your business by using a scheduling marketing system, when I tell you guys it works, people book you in your sleep. People purchase products from you in your sleep. I mean, people purchase products from you, and the next day they come to your shop to pick it up. So you getting sales coming to your bank account with you sleeping. So it only makes sense to make sure that you have that in place and keep all of that in mind. So you need your capital to, one, get started, okay? So let's just not walk into this thing blind, because that doesn't work. It just sets you up for failure, and we are working towards success, okay? All right? The next reason why you need to have capital is because you have to furnish your salon suite. So most of your salon suites are going to give you a shampoo bowl. Most of them will give you somewhat of a station, even if it's just a half a station with a mirror and a drawer, okay? And then most of them will give you a dryer and also a chair, okay? So you guys got to really think about it. Okay, well, they're giving me a chair, they're giving me a station, they give me a shampoo bowl, but you need cabinets to hold your stuff. You need cabinets to hold your towels. You need cabinets to hold your product. You need shelves to hold your retail, okay? You may need more than one dryer, because you already know we do ring around the rosy with the chair in the shop. I mean, you could do 2 clients at one time if you know how to work your books. Okay, and then also you may want to put some other furniture in there to make it look nice and make it welcoming and make it your own. So, you know, you may put a decal on your door. You may put some paintings on the wall. You have to make your salon suite look like a mini salon. So that takes money. That takes capital. So if you know this is something you want to do, I would encourage you to start getting pieces here, pieces there. You know, start stacking up the stuff that you know that you're going to want to put in your shop before you even get there. That way it's not this huge burden on you to try to make your shop look good. Then the next thing, they don't paint the salon suite for you. So if you want your salon suite to be a certain color, you have to paint that yourself. So again, that's going to cost money. You got to pay somebody to put up all the shelves. That's going to cost money. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm one of those girls. I'm not good with a hammer and nails, so I had to pay somebody to do all that. If you're good and you know how to do those things, that's fine too. But you still got to do it, and it still takes time, okay? All right, so that's just another little tip. Also, number 4, location. Make sure your location is in a good spot. And what I mean by that, you don't want to be in an area, because I see it all the time, especially in Atlanta. There are salon suites that's like in the cut. Like in the cut. Like if somebody to tell you it was back then, you wasn't going to know it was back then. Because you know why? The person that opened them, all they thinking about is the money that they're going to make. They're not even thinking about that. So you got to make sure that your location is in an area that has nice, high traffic, in a place where it's easy for people to find. easy to find off the interstate. You want to make sure that that salon suite gives you everything that you need, like parking for your clients. It's not a small parking lot. You got all these stylists and all these clients. Let me tell you something. When it's hard to find, when it's hard for people to find and hard for people to get parking, people are inclined to like, I really like coming to you, but girl, it's a hassle. Like, it's too much. So what happens is you start to lose clientele based off of location, based off of space. So those are things that you want to make sure that you consider. Is it in an area where there's a shopping plaza? You want to just look to see, because you always want to be attracting new clients. Okay, you don't want to just be dependent on the clients that come to you on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. You want to make sure that you're able to attract new people. Okay, so you need to be somewhere where you can be seen and where you can be found. Okay, all right. And then you want to make sure you think about the safety of the location. Like, for real, are we in the hood? Are we next to the hood? Am I down the street from the hood? Now, I'm not talking about nobody who, if that's what you did, if that's what you want to work, then you go ahead and you do that. But when it comes to great paying clientele, I'm not talking nickel and dime. I'm talking high-end clientele, high-end and high dollar. If that's your goal and that's what you're trying to reach, and those are the type of clientele that you want, you're not going to be able to get that close to an area that is not safe, or close to an area that has high crime, or close to an area that may just have a whole lot of things going on. People that spend money like that are not inclined to come to an area like that. And then even if you decide, I'm going to charge these, I ain't going to say astronomical prices, but you're like, listen, I want to charge my value and my worth, and I'm not going to bring my price down because of where I'm at. But the people that's coming to that area, they going to be looking like, well, you in the hood, are you trying to charge me $1,500 for, a glueless weave application, or, you doing microlinks, whatever? And they're like, dang, your work is good, but I'm not coming to the hood for that. So you got to consider all of these things before going into that salon suite. That right there, that's golden. Okay? All right. Because people pay for what they want. And a lot of people are in love with ambiance. Like, the salon setting is changed over the years. So you got to think about that. What am I really telling my clients, like, when they come to this location, that they're going to be able to pay that high dollar and they're okay with it because they feel like they're getting their value and their worth all in one. Okay? All right. Next thing you have to do, without a shadow of a doubt, is register your business. Register your business before you even go into a salon suite. Register your business name. Make sure nobody else has it. You want to make sure you get an EIN number. Okay? These are all the things. This is preparation. And what I'm saying to you guys is, don't just go into it and not have anything set up. You have to start preparing before you get there. Like a person that has a business mindset, you start preparing your business before it actually manifests itself. So you got to start right there in that space. Like, okay, I know what I want my salon name to be. I need to make sure no one else has that name. You might have a great name, but someone in the area already has it. So now you got to go back to scratch. And you know how that is. When you are set on something, it's hard to get your mind to change, but you might have to. You might have to add something else to it. Okay, so these are all things that you really need to consider before moving forward with your business. Okay, so register your business in the state, in the city that you live in. You need an EIN number. And once you get into the salon suite, meaning once you're not into the salon suite, but once you get your lease, then you'll be able to go to your city and get your business license. Okay, because there are several licenses that comes with being in a salon suite. You have to, in some states, you have to get a booth renter's license, and you have to get a business license, and you got to get a city license. If you got a retail, if you're selling retail, you got to get a retail license. So I done bust off 4 licenses. I just told you guys about 4 licenses you probably didn't even think you had to get. Okay, so these are all things to consider. And I know you're probably in your mind thinking, a retail license, yes, because the state want their taxes. A city license, yeah, because the city you live in, they want their taxes. You got quarterly taxes, you got to pay that. You got to pay the piper if you want to be a boss. Everybody out here want to open salons, but nobody wants to have to go through dealing with the business side of it. Or you get in it not knowing that these are all the things that I need to consider. And you're like, dude, I got to come out of pocket again? Yes. So research and find out how much does it cost for you to get all these licenses, your business license, your booth renter's license, if your state has one, your city license, and your retail license. Find out what is the cost to be the boss. Okay? All right. So you heard it. I told you first. All right. Number 6, consider your lease. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm closing my eyes because I remember so clearly that I had to pay a lawyer to go over my lease. And I was shocked. Because I never thought about that before. So what ended up happening was I had a mentor, and she was like, before you, because I told her about, well, this is the lease, this is what it says. She's like, listen, before you sign that lease, you need to take your lease to my lawyer and let my lawyer check it out, because there are things hidden that you don't know anything about. And when stuff goes down, whoever owns that business, they don't do hair. They don't understand the dynamic and what you have to do on a daily basis just to make it income. Only thing they're concerned about is their building, and that's it. So you need to make sure that you are protecting yourself as a business owner within another business, because that's their business, the building, okay? So I need you guys to think about that. Most of your lawyers will charge you anywhere from $150 to $300 to comb through your lease. And guess what? There may be some modifications that need to be done to your lease. And guess what? You got to go to the person that owns the salon suites and say, hey, listen, like, I'm ready to sign this lease, but there's a few things in here that concern me, and come to some type of agreement. And most of the times, your salon suite owners, they'll change some stuff for you. But you might be the only one they changed it for, because you was the only one smart enough to have somebody read that jacked up lease they tried to get you to sign. You know what I'm saying? So just because and they know you on one, they'd be more willing to work with you, and they say, this person is smart. They know what's going on. I can go ahead and comply and change some things, okay? So that's something you want to make sure. And make sure you understand your lease. That's what your lawyer's there for. Ask your lawyer all the questions. You can't ask the landlord the questions, because they're only going to tell you what they want to tell you so that they can get their money. You need to ask your lawyer to break things down for you. And I was glad that I did that, because I was in a situation to where the air conditioning unit went out in the salon suite that I was in. One day we was in there working and the water went out. We was like, what's really going on? And literally, the girl next door to me was doing a relaxer, and we had to take the water bottle from the water cooler and pour it over her client's head to get all the relaxer out. So it's like, what's really going on here? Like, are y'all paying the bills? Like, do I need to find somewhere else to work? And if so, that's a breach of contract, so you gonna owe me some money, and I need to set myself up. I need to make sure my business is protected, okay? So I had a couple of run-ins, and I'm just being 100 with y'all, because these are things that you may not think about, okay? All right, next things next. Make sure you have a business account, okay? Make sure you have a business account. You need a registered CPA to be able to give you direction on how you should set your business accounts up, because all business accounts are should not be just set up as a regular business account. You also need a savings account for your business, okay? All your money has to be separated. You cannot put all your money in one pot, because guess what? When the IRS come for you, and when the state come for you, and they want their money, they will freeze your assets. So if you're putting everything in one account, you are not protecting yourself as a business owner. And we shouldn't even be operating like that. So these are things that you need to think about and consider. I need to get a registered CPA. I need to become their client, so they do my taxes for me, and they give me guidance on how I need to set up my business accounts, and what banks should I stay away from? What banks should I go to? Should I stay with a smaller bank? Should I go with a larger bank? Those are all questions you ask your CPA, and based on your business, they're going to direct you in what way you need to go, because every bank ain't the right bank for you to set up a business account. Let's just be real. Let's just be 100. That's the truth. And I had to do that. And I was so grateful that I had a great CPA, because she told me things and told me about write-offs and stuff like that. I would have never, ever considered, I never considered my shoes being a write-off, or my outfit, whatever I wore to work, like if it was a jacket and it had my salon name on it. It had to have that on. It had to have certain things on it to be considered business attire. And I spent out of my business account for me to have this. I'm talking just driving to the shop every day was a tax write-off. These are all things that your registered CPA is going to tell you and advise you. And he or she is going to advise you to make sure you keep your money separated. It is so key when you're dealing with the IRS. I'm telling you, because I've been audited. I told y'all my story. I've been there, done that, and it's no joke. And it's not fun because it takes like a year process for you to go through when you get audited by the IRS. And if you don't have a registered CPA working your case for you, you will lose, okay? You will lose. And I'm a witness, so I'm telling y'all, it happened to me. Them boys tried to tell me that I owed them $60,000. There was no way in the world I owed the IRS $60,000 when I paid my taxes every year. All stylists don't account for their money. All stylists don't pay their taxes, but I was paying my taxes. I'm like, are you kidding me? What's really going on here? And thank God for my tax attorney, because at the end, all I owed was a little less than $4,000. And it was stupid what they got me on. Stupid. They wouldn't even give me credit for taking CEU classes to keep my license and stuff up. Like, it was just bogus. But, you know, hey, whatever. You win some, you lose some. That's what business is all about. You have to realize you're going to lose money time to time in business. It's just what it is. That's a part of being a business owner. Okay? All right. Within your business, make yourself your own employee, meaning write yourself a check. Okay? If you're the owner of your salon, you are also an employee of your salon. It's just you. It's just you by yourself. You stroke yourself a check. Make sure that check that you stroking is coming from your business account, and then you deposit it into your own personal account in a whole nother bank. You got to keep all transactions separate, because when I tell you, if you get audited, and because we deal in a cash business, the IRS likes to come for hairstylists and barbers all the time. So you have to be up on one before they come for you. You have to educate yourself, okay? All right, that was a good tip, all right? And then have a savings account for your business, because you're going to have expenses. You're going to have expenses that come up every year. You're going to have some expenses that come up every month. Have a savings account. That way you're showing that your business is making money, that you're building capital. That way, if you decide after being in a salon suite for a certain amount of time, now I want to go and open my own open floor salon, well, your bank is looking at the fact that you have been saving money. They watch your transactions. Now the bank is more lenient and saying, you know what, we'll do business with you. We'll give you $10,000. We'll give you $20,000. Not give you, but we'll loan you $20,000 to open your salon. You know what I'm saying? Your full-fledged big salon, if that's what you want to do, open floor salon. If that's what you want to do, but somebody's got to be able to trust you. And if the bank can't trust you, they're not giving you nothing, okay? So you have to build that savings account and let them see the money flowing in and let them see the money flowing out, and that you are a profitable business and they're going to get their money back, okay? All right, that was number 7. Number 8, expenses, okay? So let's talk about renter's insurance. I know you probably never thought you had to have renter's insurance in a salon suite. Well, ding, ding, you do. Because if something happens and that building burns to the ground and all of your good equipment in there, I'm talking them $300 and $200 flat irons, and you got, everything that you've invested is in that building, and it catch on fire and you don't have any renter's insurance, then you don't get any compensation. Okay, and most of your salon suites now, I think they're getting a little bit more educated. They'll tell you, well, before you can even sign your lease, I need to know that you have your business insurance. And you can get your business insurance through the same insurance you have your car insurance through. If you have State Farm, you go to State Farm. Hey, I'm opening a business. I need this. They're going to ask you some questions about how much your stuff is worth. And then you're going to have a monthly payment. And they'll add it right on into your monthly payment that you pay when you pay your car note. And most of the time it's anywhere from like maybe $15 to $20 a month. It's not that expensive for you to have renter's insurance on all of your stuff. It's a smart business move. So I need you guys to make sure you writing all this stuff down, because these are things that you need to know before you go into business for yourself, okay? Then products. You got to have money aside for products. And you got to have money aside for supplies. Things happen all the time. You never know what's going to happen. You got to make sure you're stocked up. And I'm talking stocked up on a monthly basis, okay? All right? Then an assistant, okay? And you probably like, well, I'm just going to get started. I don't know if I can afford it. It's going to come a time where you're going to get extremely busy in your business. And to make sure that you're keeping up the rapport of the customer service, sometimes you need to hire an assistant. So that's an extra expense. Even if you find somebody out of cosmetology school that's willing to train with you, and they're coming in on Friday and Saturday on your busiest days, and they're shampooing all your clients, getting your clients ready for you to complete the rest of the service, that's a huge help. You may pay that cosmetology student anywhere from maybe $10 an hour, maybe $12 an hour, or you may pay them per head. I don't know. But you got to think about all of that, because you got to have a plan. So within 6 months, I want to make sure that I'm making this amount of money. And in order for me to make more money within the last 6 months of the year, I'm going to need to get some help, because I can't do it by myself. Especially if you're goaling yourself, if it's your first time going into a salon suite and you're goaling yourself, you should be goaling yourself. So if you're saying, hey, I know I want to make $50,000 this year. Hey, I know I want to make $125,000 this year. Whatever that is, you got to sit down and do the numbers. You got to do the numbers before going into business. This is not a game. And I'm telling y'all, it's so many students that I know, people that I know that went into this thing fresh out of school, or just went into this thing without a plan and failed. And ended up going right back to a commission salon. And if that's not your goal, to be in a commission salon or be in a salon where you're paying booth rent and you're like, I need my own space so I can do my own thing, you have to make sure that you're ready and you're educated for it. Because if not, it's going to be an epic fail, or you're going to be stressed out to the point you're going to be like, I can't wait to get out of here when this lease is over. And you should be thinking long term. You should be thinking in your mind, I need to be in this space for at least maybe the next year, 3 years. I'm gonna give myself 3 years to become established and prepare myself for going and finding a building. Okay, so let's just think about the numbers before we just jump out there and just start doing stuff once again. Okay, all right. With the expenses, you want to make sure you prepare yourself for life insurance, because a lot of us stylists, we don't do that. We don't get life insurance. We don't get life insurance. We don't get health insurance. We don't get no type of workman's comp insurance for ourselves. What happens if something happens to you? What if you get in a car accident? You can't use your wrist no more. Or you can't use your wrist for 3 months. You got to go through physical therapy because I've now been in an accident. I'm in a lease. I don't have the extra money to take care of myself. Like, what am I going to do? I still got to take care of my business. I got to take care of my family. So when you set up your life insurance, hey, Sharonda, when you set up your life insurance, whoever the person is that you are going through, they should be offering this to you, and you can ask them, hey, is there any type of workman's comp insurance that I can purchase for myself? Is there health insurance that I could purchase for myself? You know what I'm saying? You just have to think about all of these things, because I had to do it. So like my monthly payment for my life insurance, my health insurance, and my workman's comp insurance was about $390, almost $400 a month. That's in addition to everything else you still have to take care of as a salon owner. You see what I'm saying? So like, are you guys getting it? Is it being put in perspective? Like, wow, like these are all the things I never thought about. Yeah, I didn't think about them either until I was already in it. And the good thing about my situation is I had people that I could reach out to. Like, for instance, my cousin sold health insurance. So he sold health insurance, he sold life insurance. He had all the insurances, and he really, honestly and truly, he the one that educated me on it. And I was just like, bruh, like, I don't know. I didn't even know that. So now I'm sitting here telling you guys so that you have the information and you know what to ask. So keep all these things in mind, because you need them to be able to operate in your business effectively and successfully. Okay? You got to take care of yourself. All right. Number 9, marketing. Marketing is big right now. Okay? You guys already know Facebook and Instagram, they send you invitations to do ads all the time for your business. Those are great. Hey, I encourage you, try them. See if they work. Try it one time. If it works and you see it's bringing you new clients, you create an algorithm, people are starting to find you. That's free marketing, or it's marketing that's not really that expensive. Definitely do it. But what about the other type of marketing? What about, oh, excuse me, y'all. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm detoxing. Matter of fact, hold on one second, because I need to make sure I drink my water. I gotta keep myself together, y'all. I had a grueling day at the gym. I ain't even gonna talk about it. Anyway, you guys wanna make sure that you do other marketing. And I'm talking about business cards. I don't think business cards will ever go out of style. They're just not. People like having business cards. You can pass them out to anybody, restaurant, gas station, whatever. You don't have to have much conversation. Business cards. Flyers. Flyers are great. People still do flyers. I see flyers all the time. If that's something that you want to get into, kind of take your baby steps and make sure that you have the correct marketing on your flyers, and your flyers don't look like a club ghetto flyer. That way you're getting the correct clientele that you know is going to pay the top dollar for your business, and what it is that you're trying to do in terms of your goal. Make sure you get something that can go on your door. If you have a window space, you want to get a cling for your window that advertises your business. Having a banner is great too. Having something that says, this is your specialty, this is what we do, the name of the salon, all of those things is all considered marketing, okay? And then use your scheduling system to help market your business as well. They have different things that you can do within the scheduling systems to gather more clientele, to let people know where you are and why they need to come to you. So definitely want to invest. And guess what? Sometimes you might want to take your time with your website. Take your time with your website. Make sure you find a good web designer. If you can't afford to get a web designer, a lot of people use Fiverr. There's a lot of different things out there that you can do now to host your own website. So if you're good at technology, that's something you might want to consider. That'll help you save money. Other than that, if you are looking to have somebody build a website for you, you're going to spend anywhere between $400 to $1,500 to have your website built. And you might have to start out on the small end. Start off with, something small that you can build and add more and increase, what people are seeing on your website as you go along, if you can't afford to come in full-fledged at top dollar, okay? And just do your research. Look at other people's websites. Scroll to the bottom and see who it's powered by. You know what I'm saying? If you know somebody that has a great website, ask them, can you give me this information? Do your research and then negotiate with people. People will negotiate. They will work with you. If they got to put you on a payment plan, they will work with you. Take your time. And I'm telling you, because I'm telling you right now, I just had to revamp my whole website. I thought I was happy with it. I was ready to hit the button and say, let's go. But guess what happened? My brand changed. My brand changed in the middle of me creating my website. My brand changed. And how did that happen? Exposure. I started exposing myself a lot more. Going to events, talking to people, putting myself out there, doing these videos, and people started calling me the retail boss. So guess what? Website got to now change. And I'm all about education with Keena. That's a part of me that's never going to change. But the retail boss has its own little lane. People know, they're knowing me for talking about how they can retail to retire. That is what I am focused on these days. I want us as stylists and as barbers and nail technicians and salon and spa owners to make sure that we are selling retail that's going to go towards our retirement. So when you turn 50 and you like, I'm done, you got a nice little nest egg. But guess what? Somebody's got to teach it. So that's what I'm doing. And I absolutely love it. Okay? And the very last thing I'm going to tell you is my tip number 10. I already mentioned it. I've already talked about it a couple of times already because it tied in with everything else I've been saying, is a scheduling system. Now, I used Vagaro. I absolutely loved it. I loved all the features about it. They even have it to where you can pay credit cards. People can book you online and pay a deposit. You don't have to have two separate things if you don't want to. You can still use Vagaro and use PayPal, but Vagaro has their own payment system set up to your bank account. They even have a swiper. I mean, they've done some phenomenal changes, and they even have a cash register if you want to purchase it. You can hook it up to your iPad. They have so many new features now, and they help you captivate your clients and use email marketing to let your clients know what you have going on. If you have a focus product of the month, if you're doing I'm giving back, doing a client appreciation for my clients this month, and you're letting them know, hey, this is what's happening. Hey, there's going to be some awesome discounts on retail this month. You could use that system to do all that stuff. Even if it's a holiday and you're saying, I want to say Merry Christmas to all my clients, there's a 10% coupon at the end of this email. Call and book your appointment today. Use your 10% coupon on any service. Like, people love coupons. Like, your clients love to receive from you. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be 100. They already feel like give back to your clients is a great way to keep clients. Everybody and their mama love a coupon and love a deal. So if you know you have certain months to where it gets slow in your business, start pumping out coupons. Start pumping out ads. You can do all that through your scheduling system. And I'm telling you, people will book you in your sleep. People will purchase from you when you ain't even thinking about people purchasing from you, because you've set up this system and it's actually sending out generated emails to your clients, and they know what's going on. Even being able to do surveys and get feedbacks from your clients so you can continue to elevate your business. I mean, it's a great system. And guess what? Once you're in their system, if you go to another stylist and they use it, all your information pops up. All your information pops up. They have you, you already, where you been, who? And they're like, yeah, I'm in that system. So their information doesn't pop up to tell you the services they had done in another salon, but their basic information, their name, their email address, all that, their phone number, all that, their client profile, that small portion of it does show up, and it lets you know that they're in the system. Yes. Hey, Mata. Yes. See, there you go right there. A client telling you, Vagaro is awesome. I absolutely love that system. And guess what? They don't even pay me to promote their system, which I might need to talk to them. That might be a money move right there for me. See how I think of stuff. While I'm on these, let me tell you guys something. When I'm giving you guys information, it's because it is coming from 20 plus years in this industry. Okay? 20 plus years. And guess what? That's not all teaching either. I'm coming up on my 17-year anniversary for my instructors. But I've been in this game for quite some time, and I've learned a lot. So for me to be able to give you this information freely, it's great. It's an awesome way for you guys to start researching information. And then when I do classes on this information and I just do a full-fledged business course and you're able to sit through a course with me, you know that you're getting quality education, because you guys know when I bring it, I bring the facts and I bring it hard. So, hey, my time is up. I've talked enough. If you're just now getting on this live, please go back and watch it from the beginning. Make sure you have a pen and pad and take notes. Get yourself a notebook and let that notebook be just for your business. That way you can constantly educate yourself, constantly elevate yourself, and constantly evolve in this industry. We need real industry leaders. And I'm telling you guys, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to make people step up in this industry that really want it, and like, hey, I just need somebody to take me by the hand and show me how to be a leader. Like, I just want to teach people how to be leaders in our industry, because we have too many people coming in our industry with no license. They're making all of this money. They don't have any customer service. God forbid you pay for a class with them. The class be whack. They give you half information. They're ghetto. They don't have any business education, but yet still you up here teaching me a weaving technique, or you teaching me how to apply a wig. You're not teaching me all the ins and outs of how do I go about making this a profitable part of my business. Because let the truth be told, as a cosmetologist and as a business owner, we have to have several streams of income. So if you're thinking, I'm going to just go on the salon suite and I'm just going to do hair and I'm going to flip the chair, you got to get your mindset right. You got to use that space to its maximum ability. Meaning if you're going to sell hair, you're going to sell wigs, I'm going to sell product. Boom. I just gave you 3 streams of income. Matter of fact, 4, because you still got your chair. So why wouldn't you use that space to be able to, everything that besides turning the chair, that's all retail. That's all retail. Wig business, retail. Selling hair, retail. Selling products, retail. Selling people tools, retail. So could you imagine bringing in an extra $1,000 a month just on retail? We ain't even talking about the chair. You wouldn't even have to work so hard. You wouldn't. You could work 3 days a week. You wouldn't have to work Tuesday through Saturday and not have a life, not be able to spend time with your children, not be able to work on your relationship. We ain't even going to talk about that, okay? Because I spent a lot of time in the salon, and I wasn't paying attention to my men, or whatever man I had at the time. I wasn't paying attention to them. I was focused on getting that money. And there's nothing wrong with you being focused on getting the money. Just get the money smarter, so you don't have to work so hard and you don't have to make so many sacrifices. And a lot of this is just based on you educating yourself on how to do it. If you're going to sell hair, you have to find the correct vendors for hair. Because too many people out there selling bad hair. And once you get known for selling bad hair, ain't nobody rocking with you. You're not going to make no money. And then you have some people that, hey, they just don't care. They don't know no better. That's a whole nother story. I'm not even going to get into that. But you have to do your research. You just can't just go find some Chinese vendor and I'm going to just start selling bundles. And you selling people trash and you telling them it's virgin hair and it's not. It's processed and it smells like corn chips. Come on. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's not talk about the wigs. Everybody and their mama want to sell wigs now. Everybody and their mama want to make wigs now. Are you educated on making wigs? Are you educated on selling wigs? Are you educated on coloring wigs? Are you educated on coloring weave? It's not the same process, let me tell you, okay? Because first of all, a wig is not on a person's head when you're coloring it, so there's no body heat. So now, how do I go about getting things to activate properly? It's a science. And what we do as licensed cosmetologists in this industry, getting those 1,500 hours, we learn science, we learn anatomy, we learn chemistry, we learn electricity, we learn anything you possibly can think of, we learn it in cosmetology school. You know what I'm saying? So sitting in a school getting 1,500 hours, let me tell you something. It's more than y'all think than we just learning how to do hair. You have to have a foundation, and you got to have a great foundation. And guess what? If you're watching this, and you graduated from a cosmetology school, and you feel like you got shorted, and I don't feel like I learned everything I needed to learn, dust it off your shoulders, okay? Let it go. And from this point further, continue to educate yourself. Education never stops. I went to a whole nother state to get business education, stepped outside of the cosmetology realm because I want to find out some other things. So when I get ready to open my new establishment, that I have found funds. I might could get some funding for what it is that I'm getting ready. I had to go find that information so I'm not hitting myself across the head with all the dollar expense. There's money out there for business owners. And if you're in South Carolina, y'all heard this from me. Y'all need to go and check and see what is going on in your city, because there is money available for stylists that want to service people that are less fortunate, that want to service people who are sick, that want to service the dead. There is money available. But if you don't go searching through your state senator and find out what's going on, what bills have been passed, what money's available, I need a contract. You can get contracted to do hair in a nursing home. There is money available to where you don't just have to stand behind a chair and get money. There's so many other avenues that you can go, but you got to do your homework. And I'm telling y'all, for the ones that's watching me in South Carolina, there's money, honey. And you need to go and look at your state senator and find out. Start opening those tabs on those websites and seeing, do your research. There's money. There's money everywhere. You just got to be smart enough to find it. But guess what? Your girl done found something. And I'm going to tell you something. When it busts open, y'all know I'm going to do it right. You know I'm going to do it right. So guess what? You don't have to exasperate all of your funds and all of your money. Use other people's money to help you make some money. How about that? But somebody's got to have to trust you. And the only way somebody can trust you, you have to have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, nobody's giving you anything. So you have to have a plan. Day one, going into a salon suite, you need to have a business plan. And I'm not sitting here telling you, you got to go online. Let me go online and find me a template and plug in some numbers. I ain't even talking about that. Business plan ain't even got to be that deep. You need something like that when you go into the bank, okay? But just for your own personal use, sitting down and writing out a plan, meaning I'm going to take this step and I'm going to do this first. First thing I'm going to do is establish my business in the state that I live in. So I'm going to establish my business, register it. I'm going to get an EIN number. That's going to allow me to register my business. Now, nobody has my business name. Boom, I made the first step. Next step, I'm going to find out how much it's going to cost me to go into a lease. Start saving that money. Boom, did that. I'm going to go and open my business account because I now have an EIN number. Let me find me a CPA that can tell me what type of business account I need to have, what type of banks I need to mess with, where I need to go, and let me establish my business account with $5. With $5, you can start your business account. It's not even that deep. We have a habit of making excuses. Well, I'm not going to do this because I ain't got that. Well, I'm not going to do this because I ain't ready for that. Well, you're never going to be ready for business. You're just going to jump out there and you're going to sink. And guess what? Ain't nobody throw you no life raft. Nobody. Because guess what? We all in the same boat. So you got to educate yourself. So that's it. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to stop running my mouth. Hey, Miss Andrea, I'm going to tell y'all something. You got to stay connected with me. You got to stay connected with good people because I'm going to tell you, information and knowledge is power. You have power when you have knowledge. You have to read and research. You got to get it up in here. It starts here before you can go here with these hands. It starts here in your mind, in your brain, making sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. If you know a bunch of stylists that ain't doing nothing, all they want to do is spin a check and that's what they want to do, if you keep hanging around them, either they're going to change you into doing what they're doing. But if you know you have I have a larger goal, I know I want to own my own business, I want to own my own salon, you need to hang around salon owners. You need to link yourself up with people that's already doing what you want to do. That's what you got to do, okay? I'm going to stop preaching to y'all. I'm going to let y'all go because I am past my time. Listen, thank you for watching. Please share this video. If you're in some groups, cosmetology groups or hairstylist groups, share the video on the group. I don't mind. Share the information. Listen, I want everybody out here to win. Now, is everybody going to win? No, because everybody's not dedicated. You got to be dedicated to your business. That means you got to be dedicated to yourself. If you can't be dedicated to yourself, what makes you think somebody think you're going to be dedicated to them? Don't even sound right, do it? Absolutely not. So, you guys have a great night. If you have questions, slide into my DM. I will answer your questions next time I'm on live. I told you guys last time I'm trying to do better with getting back on my lives. I have just been so busy and so laser focused on my business. I have so many things going on. And guess what? I have a mentor too. I have people that's checking me and like, sweetie, you're not doing this. You're not doing that. So guess what? Everybody got to have somebody to hold them accountable for what it is that they say they're trying to do. Goals that they're trying to reach. If your friends can't you can't be held accountable by your friends, your girls. And if you've told your friends and you've told your girls, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. And now one of your friends in your circle came back to you and said, you know, I remember you saying that you was going to do this and that and the third for your business. Have you started? If your friends aren't interested in what it is that you got going on and pushing you towards your destiny for your business, they're not really your friends. And it's okay if you have to change your circle. It is okay. Auntie Kina said so, okay? All right, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Hey, Demi. Hey. Y'all, hey, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll be back on again. Someone sent me this topic. I did kind of brush on this topic one time before, but I needed to come back and make it a little bit more detailed. So hey, if you got something and y'all need advice and you want me to talk about something live, you know I have no problem. Slide in my DM, hit me up and let me know what it is that you guys want to know from me. Your girl, Education with Keena, the retail boss. My brand is changing. So when you see Retail Boss on everything, you know why. You know why. You know why. Thank you guys. I love you. I'll see you guys soon. All right? See you next week. Make sure you write these notes down. Make sure you go back, rewind, take notes, and make sure you get you a business notebook for all of your education, your information. I want to see you win and succeed. Okay? I want to hear these success stories. All right? Thank you guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week.